Hey guys, Abby here from Ballerinas by Night. Today we're going to talk about a glissade that we use in medium allegro when we're traveling. I am making this video with the help of my new Omera sprung floor system with the spring underneath so that I can jump and be even more comfortable. So in our glissade that we've talked about before, that we use in our petite allegro, we generally speaking start from fifth through the plie, we reach, and return to fifth. Now in that glissade, we release and we want to have a moment where we have both feet in the air before returning to our fifth. So it's from 1 foot to 1 foot, but with a moment of both feet being stretched, like we're jumping over a puddle. So we don't want it to be too much like that where we never have that moment. We want that moment of I'm over the puddle and land. When we're traveling, generally speaking, this is going to be going on the diagonal, and we're usually moving through something like tombe, pas de bourrée, and then we need to take our glissade and then we are transferring through into our next step. It might be pas de chat, might be saut de chat, whatever it is. Let's talk about a few aspects of this that we need to learn in order to make it successful. This is a question that I've gotten from several people, and it can be a little bit tricky and confusing. So let's first, if we're going to the right, let's put our right foot in front. So we're open. If we were not going to pass through, we would just go release, land again into fifth. So just practice that at first, just that fifth to fifth. So we're in fifth, release up and over, land. And the thing is, our regular glissade, it can travel any direction. So this, we're just traveling en avant, traveling forward. When we insert it into this step, like our tombe, pas de bourrée, glissade, what we want to do is work on how we're passing our feet. So instead of being in this fifth and landing in fifth, we're coming from this position where we're passing out of tombe, pas de bourrée, and then the up, and then we're passing again. So if we're watching that from the back, going tombe, pas de bourrée, up, through. So let's think about this in terms of number one, our opposition. If we're just walking and we start with the left foot, our right shoulder is going to automatically go to counterbalance that. We're never going to walk like that. So this is the same way. We want to start with this length, with this shoulder giving us that opposition. Length, length, and then plie, like we're in a fourth. Then the right foot's going to be the first one to brush. We're going to go brush. And then this is coming back again, first, fourth, and through. So it all happens very quickly and in one motion. We're here, up. And again, this would be transitioning into our next step. Really think about that opposition. If we put our arms like a sailor, start here, leave it, then this left arm is going to go swing through and back. That's still, although we never use those types of arms in a ballet class, that's the feeling we want in the upper body through the rib cage. That's going to give you the feeling in the rib cage. So we're here and up, through. Reach. My shoulders are going left, right. My rib cage. Reach, up. Another big mistake that happens a lot is we start, take our tombe, pas de bourrée, and we want to go up, so that then we have more power to push off. because that parallel leg, that feels like it's really going to give us a launch. And that's just not allowed. We can't do that. We have to remain turned out. So we have up, up, then launch from that still turned out leg. Or sometimes you'll just be doing something like glissade pas de chat from the corner. And we can't be going glissade pas de chat because then you're turning in and turning out. You have to keep it, even though it's passing, even though it's moving through this. And if you think that I'm moving through first and fourth into the next step, that'll help that, because if I'm thinking fourth, then I'm not allowing the legs so much to pass parallel. I'm going from the left, standing on the left, right foot in front, left shoulder forward, reach. Actually, let's do here, reach, boom. And see, I'm thinking of that heel leading as I come out of it. Let's now make our arms a little prettier as we work on this. So we have our left leg in front if we're going to the right. I'm thinking I'm passing, just leave the arms kind of loose now. Still let them have a little bit of a swing. And up, through. Still having that first, fourth passage. And reach, up, through. Eventually, we're usually going to have on this is arms rounded. So you would have 1, 2, and the arms are usually going to scoop like as you do this, so that it's helping you get that little preparation up before the next jump. So that's where we're eventually going, but even when we're doing that, we still want to be able to use the rib cage and the épaulement properly. So I'm going to move my sprung floor back just a little so I can try and get a little bit more continuous. All right, so if I'm going tombe, pas de bourrée, down, up, from our reach, 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 up. You see how we just let the arms get that feeling? You're gonna get the feeling through the body, and then when you start using more proper arms, 1, 2, boom, boom. So the idea with the down, up, that we're building the coordination, that at the top of our big jump, the arms are here. So the arms are passing, usually on the glissade, down so that they can go up, and that scoop will give us a more up on our next jump, whatever that is. 1, 2, reach, reach, up. Yeah? All right, there's also 2 ways to think of the accent for this jump. One is that you can think more of a front leg, back leg, like a reach, reach, which looks a little bit more like this. And then one is where the accent's more on an up of both legs in the jump, which is a little bit more like this. Both are correct. It will depend sometimes what your teacher wants. Sometimes you might find that one helps you more than the other. Some people really like the emphasis on both legs, kind of almost a little pop before they do big jumps, because it gives them that extra lift and push. But then some people feel that that gives you a little bit less power, because if you get the push of more of the one leg, then you have the power to push off your back leg into the jump a little bit more. Sometimes people feel like if you emphasize the glissade too much, that it takes away from the next jump. Whereas some people are perfectly fine having more of like an accent. And partially it may just depend what your teacher feels like works best for you personally. Some people just work better with one coordination or the other. So I kind of try to play around with both. Generally speaking, if I'm doing like a big leap, like a soda shaw, I do more of the feeling of the reach and up, rather than the up but it really, really, really just all depends on each individual dancer and the style that you're working with in the studio. Let's put this from a little bit different step. If we were to do sauté glissade, we would take sauté and then through glissade. In a very limited space, you almost find yourself going more to fifth, and especially in something like a pas de chat, more than you would for a saut de chat or a big leap. But either way, you just want to make sure you're keeping that turned out position. And oh my gosh, I used to fight with my directors because this felt so much better. And I didn't think that little detail was important, but it really is, because when you see this on stage, it's so apparent and obvious. So going one more time from the back. Tombe, vertebrae, up. Tombe, vertebrae, up. Just practice with arms like this. Through, through, turn around, through, through. If you can get this action, you will have it. Yeah? And then just start making the arms prettier. And then eventually working on the, getting ready to scoop. And I like working on it just into pas de chat at first, because that's just a nice, easy coordination. So if you have a hallway at home and you can just work on that up and down your hallway, then that should start helping you improve that transition linking step. So that's pretty much all for today. I want to mention that this is my new Claudia Dean leotard and skirt, and I really love it. So thank you to Claudia Dean for the beautiful combo, and we will see you next time.